East Palestine.
Cheers to East
Cheers.
Palestine.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Right.
Cheers.
Oh, there you are.
Can you get you a glass? You want a
Get your
glass?
glass on. Get your glass.
You want me to get one for myself?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to grab a cup here.
Maybe
How's
grab
that?
two more. Let's grab one for
Two
the
more.
conversation here as
Okay.
well.
All right.
Yep.
Just take as many as you need.
Thank you, sir. I'll just grab one for myself.
Okay.
So we're going to continue to test the village water every week. So it's just going to be an ongoing process. So make sure.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right. Here's
Thanks
to
for
you.
having us. Thank you.
Okay.
It's pretty good water.
Good water taste.
I'll take second swig.
Okay. We'll go in here and have a conversation.
Okay.
So the living room.
Yeah.
How much do you all want to bet that when the cameras stopped rolling, they all went and shoved their finger in the back of their throats and regurgitated all of that water immediately? Notice how some of them were being really hesitant. And that one guy was like, yeah, you need to get him a glass and get him a glass. And it's like, oh, y'all thought y'all were going to get by without taking a sip. But I don't know about you all. Usually when I pour myself a glass of water, usually I drink more than one sip. But as you can see, they all took that one little sip and then they were done. Now I know that they are doing this to try to instill some type of confidence within this community. But if you want this community to have confidence in its leaders, then you start by telling the truth. You don't start by telling them to drink the water. In fact, y'all should be telling these people the exact opposite. Y'all should be letting these people know, hey, you might not want to drink the water right now. You might not want to be taking baths in this water. You might not want to be brushing your teeth with this water. You know, and I think it's safe to say you don't want to be going skinny dipping out in that toxic creek unless you want to, come back with some type of superpowers or something, which, that may be a cool thing. But then again, who knows? Maybe you'll grow another head or some type of other chemical reaction. I'm only slightly joking here because I'm halfway expecting a swamp monster to be created out there in East Palestine, Ohio. And if that's the case, then this chemical spill is the last of their worries. Now, I'm joking there again. I know it's kind of hard to tell what's satire and what's reality at this point because truth is stranger than fiction. But, as they're out here trying to instill confidence in this community, and they're taking these nasty little sips of water, the reality is there are cleanup crews still at these creeks, still at these streams, trying to clean up the water. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're there. I'm not complaining. I mean, hey, they got there a little late, and I think they could have been doing a better job. But they're out there trying to do something, at least making themselves look busy. But this is a contradiction, in itself. If you're going to be sitting here sipping the water telling people it's clean, and then the people walk outside and they see cleanup crews cleaning the bodies of water in this area, you're sending two different messages. You get what I'm saying? Like, if the water is clean and it's safe, then what are these people out here in hazmat suits doing, walking around the waterway with freaking hoses and Lord knows what else? I thought the water was safe. So I don't care how many glasses of water these people drink. I already know the truth. And I think most of the people in this town know the truth. In fact, I think they know better than all of us. They're there. They're smelling this. They're seeing this with their own eyes. But just to prove to you that the water isn't safe, grocery stores around the area, in fact, I think one grocery store is called, Giant Eagle? Not a grocery chain that I've ever heard of. I like to shop at Publix. But yes, Giant Eagle is now pulling water bottles off the shelves because it turns out they source some of their water right near East Palestine, Ohio. And that's actually the case for several different grocery store chains. You know, a lot of people, they saw this situation play out, and they didn't worry about it because they thought it wouldn't affect them. And they thought, hell, I've seen a lot of comments like, hey, I drink nothing but bottled water anyway, so this wouldn't affect me. Do you not realize how much water you use in your day-to-day life? Sure, you may only drink bottled water. Sure, you may not drink water from the faucet. Okay, cool. But what about the coffee you make at your house? When you boil noodles or something, are you using bottled water? Do you go into the bathtub and fill it up with smart water and then soak in the suds? No. I think that people don't realize, even though you might not just be drinking it, how much water you use on a daily basis. And everywhere you go, they're using water. They're using water to wash the dishes. They're using water to water the plants outside. You know, there's no getting away from this. And then when you reach a point that grocery stores all around America now are going to have to silently start pulling some of this water off the shelves, or they'll probably silently keep it on the shelves. So I need you all to start paying attention, especially if you're near this area or on the East Coast. I believe Kroger's may be one of the chains that sources some of their water from nearby East Palestine as well. You have to understand that, all right, like when you go to the grocery store, there may be spring water, distilled water, drinking water, purified water. And then there'll be different sizes of water. So, for instance, when you go to Kroger's and you pick up the spring water gallon and you pick up the distilled water gallon, these waters might not be coming from the same place. They may be sourced from different areas. Also, the gallon-sized water jugs may have water in it that is sourced from a different area than the smaller, personal water bottles. So this is something that I suggest people try to stay on top of now, because what's going to be happening is all over the East Coast and maybe elsewhere as well, there's going to be bottled water shipped out, sitting in a grocery store near you. Water that was sourced like 15, 20 miles away from where this train blew up with all of these chemicals. Let's hop into this article. Giant Eagle pulls water bottles near East Palestine from store shelves. Giant Eagle announced Wednesday that it is pulling some water bottles of its own brand of spring water from shelves because it was sourced from a facility near East Palestine, Ohio. The facility is in Salineville, Ohio, which is located 25 miles southwest of East Palestine. Now, Giant Eagle says that this is just a move out of abundance of caution, saying that testing has found no signs or no evidence of contamination yet. They're also saying that this only impacts the containers of water with over 1 gallon or more. So they're saying their smaller water bottles are safe, but if you get anything over a gallon and you got it sitting in your house, you might want to return it to the store. Or at the very least, you might want to, I wouldn't say go, I don't know what to do with it, okay? Don't go put it in the soil. Don't drink it. I don't know what to do with it. Honestly, at this point, it's kind of scary thinking that little packages, these little delightful water bottles. Think about how happy you are to see a water bottle on a hot summer day. And there's these little bundles of life, little plastic bundles of joy, just floating all around America. And it just so turns out that these little bottles of water are sourced from 25 miles away from one of the largest chemical disasters in our country's history. That's kind of creepy. But it shows you how widespread this thing really is, which is something that I've been trying to hammer home. I understand a lot of people don't understand how serious this is because they don't understand how the food chain works, the water chain works. Millions of people drink the water that is sourced right there near East Palestine, Ohio. All of that water is pouring in right into waterways that provide water for millions upon millions of people. Also, these farmlands provide food, vegetables, you name it, for millions of people. Livestock, meat, for millions of people. And it's not like, all the water here is just going to stay centralized here. We're going to keep all the vegetables in East Palestine. No, all of this stuff gets slowly shipped out all across the country. And you could be sitting in California right now, sipping on some East Palestine spring water, and you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. That's why it's important to stay on top of stories like this. Because if you don't, this is going to happen even more, and we're seeing that it's already happening even more. And it's an all-around scary situation that I said from day one will affect all of us somehow, some way. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and, go into your refrigerator and to your storage unit or whatever you use and check your water bottles because, you might not want to be drinking them right now.